Hey, this is John with Practical Builds, and today I'm going to show you 3 ways you can tell your deck is ready to be replaced. So first, we're going to start by looking for anything obvious. We're going to look at big picture things, railings. Is there anything that doesn't look level or looks like it's starting to sag? And is there any just obvious signs of rot or damage? Next, we're going to move into kind of a more specific look for damaged joists. Usually where you can start to see mold and mildew is a good spot to start. What I like to do is take a screwdriver and actually poke at the wood. If that screwdriver sinks into the wood more than an 1/8 inch, even with pretty moderate pressure, then there's a problem for sure. I think this deck might get quite a bit of moisture and it sets a little bit too long. Another thing we're going to look at is our connection between our beam and our joists. And here we got a good connection. This is pretty typical for an older deck. The deck band has been attached on the outside of the siding. It'd be much better for it to be up against the structure. That's what they require with code today. As you can see at the top of that deck, it's just setting against the siding. So moisture sits there, and instead of having a proper flashing to control that moisture and get it to come out, it's just going to rot that siding and eventually everything underneath it. Here's another thing we're looking for is handrails that are messed up. That could be a simple repair. Looking at the overall structure of this, I don't see anything that has me crazy worried. I do think it's on its way out. I think this one's kind of borderline. Certainly we should start counting our dollars and making a plan, but there's nothing that I see where it's going to fall over. Another thing, talking about those older decks, is they used to do redwood, and sometimes they would do 24-inch on center spacing. When you start seeing that, then definitely we're going to lean towards replacement over any kind of repair. Another thing we want to look at is the stairs. The stairs are some of the first things to start showing its age and problems. The first thing that leaps out at me here is on an older deck, they were allowed to do much steeper stairs than we're allowed to today. These are probably almost an inch taller per stair than what we would want to see modern day. The main thing I want to look for is our handrail fairly steady? When you shake it, does the whole staircase shake like crazy? You can see here, anywhere where concrete meets is a great place to look. That's obviously seen better days. Certainly it is starting to become a little unsafe. I hope that was helpful. There's a few things to look at when you're assessing a deck and whether or not it's time for replacement or to think about replacement. If you have a deck that you think is questionable, feel free to give me a holler. I'd love to come look at it with you and see what we can do.